Welcome to your Daily Dose. My name is Robert, and today I'm here with my cousin Nicole. Nicole, good to see you, my dear.
Good to see you too.
So we're back. You've been on the program before. We did, I think, about a four-part interview earlier in this term, as it were, of cinema therapy. You're taking the Shawshank Hero's Journey, your first time going through the program. And now that we're about halfway through, I wonder if you can kind of compare how you felt when you started versus what you know and feel now, halfway through the program.
Hmm, it's a good question.
Oh, and by the way, for our viewers who don't know, my cousin Nicole is a licensed family
Marriage
therapist.
therapist.
So,
Yep.
yes, please go ahead.
I think um, I felt a lot of uncertainty in the beginning. Clearly, didn't really have much sense of it. Didn't really think of myself much as a writer, or it's not where I spend a lot of my time, at least these days. And so it was sort of like some overwhelm and uncertainty. Um, I I think I've I now have just embraced the process. I feel surprisingly comfortable in seeing what happens and like embracing the process and being okay with not knowing. And what I've appreciated, especially from you, Bob, is the permission to be risky, to write in ways that maybe to write scenes or write about characters in ways that like I probably on my own wouldn't feel comfortable doing or whatnot. Like that seems really exciting. And so I think I'm just starting to get to a place now where I feel a little more comfortable doing that, where in the beginning it was a little more of playing it safe.
I can see that in your writing 100%. And, I wonder, you've told me before that narrative therapy was interesting in your years of study, that you liked the idea and the concept of it. And you did some research on narrative therapy, or at least you like the concept of it. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, I spend a lot of time thinking about the stories that we tell ourselves, the narratives, the beliefs. That's a big part underpinning of the work that I do
Okay,
therapeutically.
so that still fits in what you're doing. So I didn't know
Yeah.
how much was past and present. So, okay,
Yeah.
good. So this is a specific methodology within actually writing. Do you prescribe much of that to your patients? Do you have them or clients? Do you have them actually write and then you guys work together on what they've written? Is that part of what you do?
Sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Like one example I will often um specifically with fear, a lot of times when there's a lot of things that scare someone, fear can hijack us and sort of be in the driver's seat, which as we know, fear is not meant to function in the driver's seat unless there is really imminent threat or risk, right? So I will have people write to their fear, or first have fear write to them like, dear Nicole, this is your fear talking, and here's what I have to say. Here are the risks involved in this. And then I'll ask a person to respond to their fear with compassion and gratitude because there's something, it's valid. And then tell their fear what parts of themselves will take the driver's seat that need to show up in order to, you know, commit to whatever they're about to embark on or do. So
So
that's an example.
yeah, that's great. And some people might get lost in the shuffle of what you said. I totally get it. And the idea of giving fear an embodiment, a piece of yourself. And this is why maybe I'm already thinking, I know you're in this class, but maybe next you should take my Inside Out class.
I think I would love it. Yeah.
Yeah, because in that film, which is of course another one we use, and this is all cinema therapy, the both films now, and maybe I actually get the second one online, but they do a great job of doing exactly what you just said. They give a space for the character, the emotion to become a character. And just
Yeah.
what you said about fear, it's a bad idea because it happens in the movie for fear to be driving. However, at
Yes.
the same time, it's just as bad of an idea to neglect or act like fear doesn't exist.
Or to
That's
judge it. Yes.
yes. And
Mhm.
that's the thing that's missed. I think people go, yeah, yeah, don't let fear drive. But they miss the part that says, like you said, there's a time when fear is really important.
Yeah, it just needs to sit in the back seat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like you said too, sit in the front seat in a safe and brave environment so that you can have a conversation, which is I think exactly what your exercise does, what
Yeah.
the movie does. And I think what we try to do in this class, too, to a degree, is give the safe, brave space to allow you to really come into those things and say them out loud in a group that is like, oh, and to me, that's a dynamic part. I want to go to the next part of this is to recognize, I know you have, you do a lot of one-on-one, but you don't do you do group work much?
I don't. I would like to at some point, but I don't know.
Well, let's put a pin in that. Let's go to the next
Okay.
episode because I want to talk about the value of group work and not to dissuade anything against one-on-one work. I think it's valuable, but just talk about where group work might be the yes and of that. All right.
Okay.
We'll see you in the next dose.